in terms of hashing, or should I start with the next questions with the set of questions? Anyone who's having any kind of doubt, Narayan P. I think that's a new guy. Anyone who's having any kind of issues with hashing? Okay, fine. Can I share my screen? I think something. Sir, I think some of people have left the meeting. You can send a message in the group. Okay. Give me a moment, Ritvik. Yeah, I text in the group, right? You open this question. So the question which we'll be starting with today, that is valid anagram, right? So I'll be starting with what is an anagram, and we have to validate something, but don't be confused with this thing that we have to use stack in this question. No, we don't have to. Fine, because validation is important, but every time I'm not validating the previous thing or the adjacent thing or the just happened thing. Fine. So we won't be using stacks in this question. So the people who have just joined, I have shared a question in the chat box. I'm sharing it once again. So that's called valid anagram, right? So please open that question, take 2 minutes, and please read it for me. Then after, I'll be starting with why we are using hashing in this question. Okay, let's start. So anyone who can explain me the question, like what we have to do exactly? Anyone? Aman bhai, can you?
I'm sorry, I'm joining in after a very long time.
It's
I
okay,
missed
it's okay,
the
it's okay,
classes
it's okay,
today.
bhai, it's okay. Take your time, take your time. Uh, Ritvik, buddy, can you explain me the question, like what we have to do exactly?
Sir, actually, in this question, what I have
Mm-hmm.
understood is basically we are given two strings and we have to check if it is the anagram of each other. Like anagram is used in basically is English phrases in which the words are used with the original characters of the first one. So like if
So,
the characters are same in a
mm,
word and another word can be made using them, it's
okay.
called an anagram of
So,
that word.
okay. So, Ritvik, we have two things. Same characters and the characters with same frequencies. क्या कहना ज्यादा सही है?
Could you repeat, sir?
Characters with same frequencies. Fine.
Not same, but like it should be exactly the same. Like the not the frequency, but the characters itself.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. So let's. Oh, thank you, Ratan. So we have we have two string values. The first string is anagram, and the second string is nagaram, right? So let me just put that. So I have a string s, and that string is what happened to my pen? Nagaram, and this second string is what's that? That's anagram. Wait. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to find that both of these strings are anagram or not. So what is an anagram? So let's say I have written my name Nitin, right? Nitin has 5 characters. Fine. And I have written a one more word that is also having 5 characters. IINNT. Fine. So if you'll notice one thing, in the first word, the frequency of I is 2. I is coming for 2 times. The frequency of N is 2. N is coming for 2 times. The frequency of T is 1. That is I2 N2 T1. And if you'll notice, in this word also, I is coming for 2 times, N is coming for 2 times, and T is coming for 1 time. That means the number of characters are same, the characters are same in both of these string, and the frequency of those characters are also same. So if the frequencies of characters are same in both the words, that those two strings will be called as anagram. So it can also be written like this: INNIT. It's still I2 N2 and T1. So, sir, why you're always emphasizing on this word frequency? So every time, just please keep this thing in your mind. So as like we have discussed the patterns of data structures, the patterns of stacks, the patterns of arrays, linked list. Fine. So we were always going with some specific words. If I would be getting that word in a question, so I would be using this approach. If I'm getting this keyword, I'll be using that approach. So in the case of map, in the case of hash map, if there is any solution or if there is any logic where you have to find the frequency of something. Frequency means the number of repetitions. N is there for 2 times, T is there for 1 time, I is there for 2 times. This 2, 3, 4 is being called as frequency of the characters. So when you will be having the frequency thing in your whole logic, you will always be using map. Which map? Hash map. But sir, with the help of map, how would I end up getting a solution? Let's start. So there's a term and that is called as frequency map. So what is this? Every time when you have to deal with frequency of the characters, for the first time, which you will be doing is making the count of all the characters, making a frequency map. So what's that? Every character, the key of every character will be the frequency of that number. Let me repeat once again. Let's say I have N, I, T, I, and N. Fine. So so N will be my key, and with respect to that, 2 will be my value of that key. I is my key, and with respect to I, 2 is the value of my key. T is my key, and with respect to that, 1 is the value of my key. So, sir, what I'm doing every time, I am making a frequency map where every character will be a key of my map, and the number of repetition that character is making in my string will be the value of that key. Guys, give me a thumbs up if I'm being clear till now. What we are doing and why we are doing it. Ritvik, Aman bhai, Norman, सबको clear है? Okay, fine. So what I will be doing, I'll be having two strings. So the first string is anagram. It's not anagram. The value of that string is anagram. Fine. So what I'll be doing, I'll be making a frequency map. So my map will look like this. A is there for 3 times. So A comma 3 will be my first data set. Comma N is there for 1 time. So N comma 1 will be my second data set. Then I have G. G is there for 1 time. So I'll be writing G comma 1. Then I have R there for 1 time. And I have M is there for 1 time. So in total, I have 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 3, 7. 7 characters. Fine. So what I'll be doing, I'll be checking this thing. If that key is already present in my map. So if you remember, I told you one thing that keys cannot be duplicate, but values can be duplicate. So if I have inserted A with 1, so let's say I got my A for the first time. So the value of my A will become 1. So that is A comma 1. What if I got another A in the next iteration? So the value of my A would be updated, right? So if my map contains A, just increase the value of A by plus 1 because keys cannot be duplicate. So I have to update the value of my A so that I can store that A. So just now I have associated a key A with value 1. In the next iteration, when I'll be getting another A, the value of my A will become 2. And the moment when I'll be getting another A, the value of A will become 3. This is how I'll be storing the frequency of every character. And I would end up getting a map which is a frequency map for me. Guys, give me a thumbs up if I'm being clear till now. Is there anyone जिसको नहीं समझ में आया ये चीज frequency map क्यों बना रहे हैं? Thank you so much. Now, the second string which I'm having is Nagaram. Now, what we will be doing every time when I'll be getting a character, I'll decrease the I'll decrease the frequency of that character in my map by 1. So every time when I'll be getting that character, I'll decrease the frequency of that character in my map by 1. That means if I got n, so the value will be decreased by 1. If I got a, the value of a will be decreased by 1. Then I got a again, it will decrease by 1. Then it will decrease by 1. So if at the end of the whole iteration, your map is empty, can I just say this thing? My strings are anagram. Now, let's say I got my n, so the frequency of n would be reduced by 1. So n would become n comma 0. The moment when the value of any key becomes 0, sir, please remove this thing. I'll remove n from my map. Then I have a. A is having a frequency of 3, so it will become a comma 2. Then I have G. The frequency of G would be decreased by 1 and it will become G comma 0. So I got the value of G 0. That means this guy would be removed from my map. Then I have A decreased by 1 and it will become A comma 1. Then I have R. The frequency of R would be decreased by 1 and R will become R comma 0. The frequency becomes 0, the value becomes 0, so it will be removed from my map. In the next iteration, I got A again, so it will become A comma 0. The moment when A becomes 0, the value becomes 0, this guy would be removed from my map. Then I have M. The frequency of M would be decreased by 1. So it will be M comma 0 and this guy would also be removed from map. And at the end of my whole iteration, if my map becomes empty, my map is not having any element inside it, that means both of these strings are anagram. That's it. So guys, please give me a thumbs up if I'm being clear with this question. How to approach towards this question, why I'm using a map here, and why I'm going with a frequency map in this question. So I'll be making a frequency map, we'll be storing the frequency of every character as a value and that character as a key. And I'll be iterating to my second string, and the moment when I'll be getting a character, I'll decrease the frequency of that character in my map. If it becomes 0, remove that, and at last, if my map is empty, both the strings are anagram. Guys, am I clear? Are we on the same page? Preeti, Ritvik, Saurabh Bhai, Shravya, Pranjul. Are we guys on the same page? Okay, okay, fine. So now take 4 minutes and try to write the code by yourself. I told you how to initialize a hash map, and I also told you how to initialize an unordered map if you're writing in C++, right? So take 4 to 5 minutes and try to write the code for that. The explanation is here only. That's it. Uh, okay, fine. So, Saurav, share your screen. Then after Ritvik.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are that Go language guy, na?
Is my screen visual?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Put C comma one. The put C if map dot contains else we could map dot put C comma one. Put C T dot को क्या आ रहा है रे? If frequency map contains CH return false. Okay, fine. Acha, tell me one thing.
Yeah.
What if the length of both of these string are not same?
Then in that case, we will directly return false.
So I just want to save my resources, right?
Yeah.
If the length of both of these strings are not same, भाई मतलब ही नहीं बनता फिर इतना करने का.
Yes. Yes.
So make a condition that if s dot length is not equals to t dot length, return false. Yeah, run it. एंड ये लाइन नंबर 14 की जो कंडीशन है ये भी लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Okay.
या रिमूव दैट. Contains key ch ch map dot ch minus 1 uh, frequency map dot remove ch and if frequency map is empty. अब करिए रन. What happened? क्या लिख के आ रहा है? कैन
Null
नॉट.
pointer exception.
नल पॉइंटर एक्सेप्शन नहीं आना चाहिए यार क्योंकि बेसिकली कंडीशन तो हम चेक कर ही रहे हैं सबसे
हाँ.
पहले. हाँ, अगर वो लाई कर रहा है उस कंडीशन में. ओके फाइन. ये जो आप लिखे हुए हैं ना मैप
Mhm.
डॉट गेट सी एच इज इक्वल टू जीरो सर इसको ये पूरा कॉपी करिए और इसको आप उसी इफ कंडीशन में डाल दीजिए लाइन नंबर
Yeah.
15 के बाद.
Got it.
या
Yeah. ना.
आप करिए.
वो पहले ही खाली हो जा रहा था इसलिए.
हम्म. या दैट्स फाइन. सबमिट. ओके इज
Yeah.
इट फाइन सर?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
ओके. ओके. I think Aman was also done, right? Aman Verma. So Ritvik, can you share your screen?
Yes, sir. Just a second.
Yeah. It's anagram S dot length false. Frequency C plus plus. Frequency of T C plus plus. Frequency of S and frequency of T. Sir, पहली चीज तो ये कि you're taking an extra map. इस क्वेश्चन को वी वर डूइंग दिस क्वेश्चन बाय यूजिंग ओनली अ सिंगल मैप. आप दो मैप यूज करके कर रहे हैं.
Sir, I was comparing both the maps and returning
ऐसा
if
नहीं हो
it's
सकता
true.
ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है भाई कि एक ही मैप से पूरा क्वेश्चन हो जाए.
Yes, sir.
सो
वैसे
द
भी अप्रोच हो
या
सकती है.
अप्रोच आपका बिल्कुल सही है, कोई कोई दिक्कत नहीं है इसमें. बट मैन द थिंग इज ना कि व्हाट इफ योर इंटरव्यूअर वुड बी रेस्ट्रिक्टिंग ऑन दिस थिंग कि नहीं करना है एक्स्ट्रा मैप का यूज, तो क्या करोगे वहां पे? वहां तो फंस जाओगे ना.
Yes, sir.
तो जब तो देखो देखो बेसिकली सीन ये है कि वी ऑलवेज स्टॉप आवरसेल्फ टू यूज एनी एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस. बट इफ वी हैव टू यूज एनी एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस तो उसमें भी ट्राई करिए कि कम से कम स्पेस लेनी पड़े। ऋत्विक, आर यू गेटिंग माय
Okay,
पॉइंट?
sir.
या सो अप्रोच पूरा सही है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बट मैं तो यही बोलूंगा कि यूज अ सिंगल मैप, दैट्स फाइन।
Okay, sir. We'll try from next time.
या यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल, सबके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है।
Sir, you are audible.
सौरभ, सौरभ was
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
okay, okay,
I was telling
uh,
no.
yeah, okay, yeah, Mohit, share your screen.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anyone else who's done with the solution? Norman, Narayan, Hemant, आप लोगों का हो गया है? Okay, fine. What about Preeti? Preeti, are you done with that? Pranjul, Preeti, see, vector and frequency 26 comma 0. Uh, okay, 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 okay. Storing the ASCII values, right? Okay, fine,
Yes, sir.
fine, sir. It's fine. If frequency of
Okay.
is not equal to 0, return false. If it's okay, return true. So what you are doing, sir? You're doing the same thing, but you have used vector in that. That's it. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Storing the elements of first string and deleting the frequency or the count of that character the moment when you'll be getting in that map or in that vector, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
If any non-zero, then we return false.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. आपको समझ में आया ये अप्रोच जो आप लिखे हो? आप is it fine from
जी
your
सर,
end? Okay.
जी सर, बिल्कुल समझ में
Okay.
आया.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Mohit.
Yeah,
Anyone
thank.
else? Shravya, Preeti, are you guys done with the solution? Preeti, can you acknowledge me with yes or no?
No, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
No. I'm still writing the code.
Okay. Do you need more time?
No.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. Anyone else? Narayan, Shravya, are you guys done with the code, or do you want me to write the code?
Can you write the code, sir?
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, I'm writing the code.
Sir, can you write the code by using single map?
Can you?
By using single map.
प्रीति, आप ऑडिबल नहीं हो, आपकी बहुत फंबल कर रही है आवाज।
Sir, uh, hello?
अच्छा, do one thing, write in the chat box. Yeah, Preeti, I'll be writing the code with only one map. Fine. So meanwhile, I'm writing the code. The people who are done with the code and the explanation, please ये question पढ़िए तब तक. Fine. So the very first thing which I would be doing, I would be making a hash map first. I will be initializing a hash map first. So I'll be needing a hash map where key will be a
Screen is not
okay, okay, okay,
visible.
okay, okay, okay. I just realized this thing. Thank you. Thank Fine. So the very first thing which I'll be doing, I'll be declaring a map where the key will be of character type and the value will be of integer type because I'll have to store the frequency of it. The name will be map, a new keyword, a hash map. Now, what if the length of both of the strings are not same? जब length ही same नहीं है, तो they can never be the anagram because the frequency of characters are not same, will not be same. So if the length of first string If it's not equal to the length of second string, that means they can never be an anagram, and I don't want to waste my resources to return false from here on. Don't check for the frequencies. Now I'll be adding the characters with their frequency of my first string in my map. So character ch. Let's convert my string into a character array so that I can get every character one by one. Now, if that character presents in my map as a key, that means I just have to increment the value of that key by +1. So ch map dot put ch comma the value which was of this character would be increased by 1. So let's find the value first with map dot get of that character and add 1 in that. And else, if that character is not present in your map, in the else case, add that character with frequency 1. That's it. Now I've added every character with its frequency in my map. Now what I'll be doing, I'll be deleting the characters, I'll be decrementing the values of the characters which are inside this string one by one. Now see, a for loop, that is t2 char array. If map dot contains that character, so it would be key. So decrement the value of that character by 1. So map dot put the character, comma, the value which was the initial map dot get of character and just subtract 1 from that. And if the value of any character becomes 0, that means that character should be removed. So map dot remove that character. And at last, I'll simply check that is my map empty or not. Map dot is empty. So let's run this. What happened? Cannot find symbol. I've written T only. T dot 2 char array. Okay, this is capital C. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm copying the code in the chat box. Cost this much. Then I'm going to put CH on 1. And this much. Preeti and Shravya, am I clear with that? I think I've explained you the code and I've also written the code, right? And then I've shared in the chat box, right?
Yes.
So, any one of you, just unmute yourself and explain me the approach of this question. That is, first unique character in a string. Fine. Anyone? Heman Bhai, Aman, Saurav, anyone? Just explain me the question, like what we have to do exactly.
Hello, Nitin.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Nitin. Actually, we have given a string
we need to find the first non-repeating character,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to return the index value.
Mm-hmm.
And if we couldn't find any non-repeating character, we should return -1.
We should return
For
minus one.
example, yeah, if for example we have string lead code,
Mm-hmm.
L is the non-repeating value and it is the first character.
Yeah.
So we are returning 0. For example, if we take low lead code, L is repeating 2 times, so we should ignore it. O is also repeating 2 times and V is not repeating, so that will be our answer. We need to return the index of V.
Okay. 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 Fine. So now tell me the approach.
Yeah, actually Nitin, what I thought is, first we will calculate all the frequencies like previous one, and after that we will loop again and check which character is repeating only once.
You
The
mean
value should be
you mean the key which is having a value.
yeah, equal to 1, means it is
Fine.
it is only repeated once, so we will return that index.
Fine. 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 Okay. Fine. So I have this word that is LeetCode. And what I have to do, I have to find the character. My screen is shared or not? Yeah, it's shared. What I have to do, I have to find a character which is the first character which is non-repeating. So here I'm having L and L is not repeating anymore. So the frequency of L is 1. Then I have E. E is repeating for 3 times. So the frequency of E is 3. Then I have T. T is getting repeated for 1 time. So the frequency of T is 1. Then I have C for 1 time. Then I have O for 1 time. And then I have D for 1 time. So what I have to do, sir, I have to return the index of that element whose frequency is 1, and that should be the first character whose frequency is 1. That's it. So what you have to do, you have to return the index of that character in your string, which is repeating only for 1 time, and it should be the first unique occurrence character. So see, I have L with frequency 1, I have C with frequency 1, then I have O with frequency 1, then D with frequency 1. I have all these things. I have 4 characters with frequency 1, but sir, I'm only going with this L because this is my first character which is repeating for only 1 time. Guys, am I clear with the question? Like what we have to do exactly? Fine. So, sir, कैसे करेंगे ये question? We don't have to do anything, sir. I have this string lead code. Store every character with its frequency. C1, O1, D1. That's it. And just iterate to your string and check the frequency of every character in your map. The moment when you will got the first value of any key equals to 1, return the index of that string. That's it. Store every element in your string with its frequency. Second, after storing that, iterate your string from 0th index to the last index of your string, and every time check for every character, the first character which will be having value as 1, return the index of your string. That's it. Guys, give me a thumbs up if I'm being clear on this. Like what we have to do exactly. Fine, fine. So I think you guys won't be taking much time to write the code. So take 3 minutes so that we can solve one more question on HashMap. Write the code.
Can you repeat? We have to iterate from.
We have to iterate the whole string, fine, from the zeroth index to the last index, and every character will be checked inside a map that what's the value of that character. If it's equals to one, the moment when I'll get my first one, I'll return my answer. Make sense, Shravya?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Yes, Saurabh bhai, share your screen.
Yeah, sharing this.
Okay, of if it's equals to one, return one. Okay, fine,
Return.
fine, fine, fine.
Yeah.
Who's this? Yeah, Mohit bhai. First unique char string S. For instance, Acha, you've again used a vector.
Yes, sir.
Counting with ASCII values, decrementing with ASCII values, and if it's equals to one, return that index. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mohit bhai. Anyone
Yeah,
else who's
thank you.
done with the code, please raise your hand and share your screen. Acha, how many of you got the intuition that why I do this thing? Like I ask you to share your screen, then I see your code. आप अगर बोलते तो भी मैं मान लेता. So am I doing this for my confirmation? Is it like that? No.
To help with the most optimized
Yeah,
solution.
exactly. क्योंकि जब आपके अंदर ये आने लगेगा ना कि छोड़ो यार दिखा देता हूँ क्या ही हो जाए. फाइन. सो उसमें गलतियां हो सकती हैं बट सर जो इंट्यूशन है ना वो हमेशा सही रहने वाला है और इंटरव्यू को घंटा मतलब नहीं है आपका कोड कितना सबमिट हुआ है. ही विल बी गोइंग विद द इंट्यूशन. दैट्स इट. फाइन. और बहुत बार ऐसा होगा ना यू गाइस वुड बी फीलिंग दिस थिंग और बहुत लोगों ने फील किया भी होगा. इंटरव्यू के सामने जब आप जाते हो ना तो आपको गलतियां पता लग जाती हैं आपकी. बोलते ही आप समझ जाते हो कि नहीं भाई गलती हो गई है. गिव मी अ थम्स अप इफ इट्स रिलेटेबल. लाइक मेरे साथ तो बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है मैं कोड लिखा हूँ मुझे लिखते वक्त पता लग गया है कि मैं गलत लिख रहा हूँ. फाइन. इवन जब आप बोल भी रहे होते हो ना तो इन दैट सेम मोमेंट ओनली आपको बोलते वक्त ही पता लग जाता है कि गलत बोल रहा हूँ मैं. फाइन. सो ये जो खुद को झूठ बोलने की जो हैबिट है ना वो चेंज करनी है सर। खुद से झूठ नहीं बोलना है, खुद को तो पता है ना मैं कितना आता है। फाइन। सो फॉर दिस रीजन स्क्रीन शेयर करवाता हूँ। ओके, बाकी वी हैव मोर 10 मिनट्स, सो फटाक से एक टॉपिक देख लेते हैं, छोटा सा टॉपिक। फाइन। So what we were doing till now, we were just going with two values at a time. If in any question we have to deal with two values at the same time, that means one value will be responsible to get the other value, or there would be a chaining in the values, right? So what's that chaining? Chaining simply means one guy will be having the information of other guy. The moment when I'll be calling this guy, मुझे इसकी information भी मिल जाए. So when my data is independent on someone, so that dependency, that chaining is being used in map. So what I was doing, I was storing the frequency of my characters. So my characters were dependent on something called frequency, and my frequency was associated with my character. So both the guys are dependent on each other. So that means that dependency, that chaining is getting fulfilled by map. But sir, what if I have to deal with some words like, so in data structures, if you have to deal with words like duplicates, unique, and duplicates, unique, that's it. That's it. These two words are enough. So if we would be seeing the words like duplicates and unique, so in these words, so these are the keywords which will force you to think about sets in data structures, right? So sets means set, hashed bolo, unordered set bolo, या set bolo. Both, so all of these things are same. So what set is? Set will not allow you to store duplicate element in that. So आप सबको याद होगा जब आई थिंक जब हम 11th में थे, so there was a chapter called set. So in that, what was the scenario? Let's say you have an array, and what if this array would act as a set? So I would be storing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 2. So basically, when I'll be adding all these elements in my set, so I would be having 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. That's it. So where this 2 gone? Man, the story is in set, you cannot store duplicate elements. So although 2 will be there for 100 number of times, but sir, 2 will only be added, 2 will only be recognized for only one time. So hash set, unordered set, and set are the phenomena of sets which defines the unique storage of values, the unique storage of data sets. So if you have to remove the duplicates, or if you have to find the duplicates, or you have to find the uniqueness of data. So this is a very, very important word. When you have to find the uniqueness inside your data set, you will always be using has set in that question. And sir, how would I recognize that question is from has set? If that question is from set, every time you will be getting this word called unique and duplicate. That's it. That's it. So guys, give me a thumbs up if I'm being clear with what is a hash set, set, and an ordered set. So all these are the categories of sets. ये language by language differ करता है. मैप पाइथन में set कहते हैं, C++ में unordered set, and Java में hash set. That's it. Fine. So tomorrow we'll be solving some mixed questions of map and sets. Randomly हम कोई भी question उठाएंगे and you will have to recognize this thing whether I'll be using map in this question or I would be using set in this question. That's it. Fine. So till now, revise the previous things, and no, I won't be sharing any question because I want every single question to be solved in this class only. Fine. If there are in total 20 questions, so 20 के 20 solve होने चाहिए class में. Fine. That's it. So I think we are done with 3 questions in total hash map. Set में लगभग 6 questions हैं, and there are in total 4 more questions in hash map. So we'll be solving in total 10 questions. Can I solve it using bit operation? Narayan, you can solve this question with bit operation. But the thing is, I think हम अभी map पढ़ रहे हैं. Fine. So map के concern में बता रहे हैं. So आपने अच्छा याद दिलाया. There was one more thing which was left out. If you have to find uniqueness or duplicacy in your data set, if you are allowed to take any extra space, so in that you will be using set. But if you are not allowed to take any extra space, you will be using bit manipulation. That's it. So in this question, if you're allowed to take any extra space, you will be using set. Otherwise, you will be using bit manipulation. So basically we are just going with the concept of set. So अभी के लिए हम सिर्फ set के questions कर रहे हैं. हम वो questions कर रहे हैं जो set से किए जा सकते हैं. You can also use bit manipulation in that, but right now I'm just focusing on those questions जिनको set से किया जा सकता है. Make sense? Guys, am I making sense? So, Narayan, you can use bit manipulation, you can use anything, but just remember this thing. This question is of set. That's it. So, guys, that's all for today. And thank you so much for joining. And again, apologies for getting delayed, right? And take care. Bye. Good night.